Rockstar used to make games like this. Every year, something new, something different. But then, somewhere along the way, things started to change. The gaps got longer, the projects got bigger, and slowly, everything they used to spread across multiple games started going into just one. And this time, they went all in, with over $1 billion invested, thousands of developers, and over a decade of development. GTA 6 isn't the exception. It's the new normal, a level most studios won't be able to reach for years. And once Rockstar reaches this level, there is no going back. For a long time, Rockstar wasn't just defined by quality, but by how quickly they delivered it. With over a dozen studios across the globe, they managed to release games like Vice City, San Andreas, and Grand Theft Auto 4 within just a few years of each other. Looking back now, this timeline almost feels unreal, especially when compared to how long Rockstar takes between releases today. Major titles like Vice City were developed in less than a year, while San Andreas took roughly 2. Rockstar North led most of the development on these games, while other titles like Bully and Max Payne were handled by Rockstar Vancouver, which they acquired in 2002. This pipeline allowed the studio to move fast, releasing high-quality titles every couple of years, sometimes even less. And it wasn't just Grand Theft Auto. Some were experimental, varied projects, many of which still have dedicated fan bases hoping for a sequel to this day. These weren't games designed to break records or generate billions. This was Rockstar at its best, experimenting with its scale, resources, and creativity. And everything didn't have to be perfect either, because back then, that wasn't the point. The goal was to ship a game, learn from it, and move on to the next. And that's how Rockstar kept evolving, game after game. Part of the reason Rockstar could work like this was because the model itself was very different from what we see today. There were no microtransactions, no in-game purchases, no systems designed to keep players spending money long after release. And that approach carried into Grand Theft Auto 4 as well. At the time of its release, it was an unapologetic showcase of Rockstar's technology and systems, pushing realism and physics further than anything they had done before. And alongside that, it also introduced something new. An online counterpart, connected through Rockstar's social club, where players could enter the same world together and cause chaos in it. At the time, it felt like an extension of the experience. But in hindsight, it was the beginning of something much bigger. And that shift became clear a few years later. With the release of Grand Theft Auto 5, it marked another defining moment for Rockstar and gaming as a whole, selling over 10 million copies on its first day. And when GTA Online launched shortly after, it wasn't just a side mode anymore. This time, it had its own systems, its own progression, and most importantly, its own economy. And as the years went on, that economy kept growing with constant updates, new content, and new ways for players to keep spending time inside the same world. The success of this model would eventually be the reason Rockstar canceled some of the single-player DLCs they had announced earlier, having originally planned multiple story expansions for GTA 5 similar to what they had done with GTA 4. But those plans were eventually scrapped, as focus shifted entirely towards GTA Online. And as GTA Online continued to grow, Rockstar's release cycle started to slow down. Instead of moving on to a new title every few years, they spent more time supporting the same game, adding new content and updates long after its initial release. And over time, that started to change how their next projects were approached. That shift became clear with their next major release, Red Dead Redemption 2. Development on Red Dead Redemption 2 lasted for 8 years, with Rockstar bringing together over 3,000 people across studios worldwide. The scale of the project was far beyond anything they had done before, with over 500,000 lines of dialogue and an estimated budget of $500 million. But that level of scale came with its own problems. Reports of crunch began to surface during this time, with developers describing long working hours and upper management demanding employees work weekends to meet deadlines. Even with these challenges, the game eventually released in October 2018, quickly becoming one of the highest-rated games of all time. It has then set a benchmark that very few games have been able to match since. But despite that success, Red Dead Redemption 2 was left without a dedicated next-gen version, with console players still limited to 30 FPS, all while Grand Theft Auto 5 enjoys its second re-release, going from a PlayStation 3 title all the way to PlayStation 5, one of the major reasons being the success of GTA Online. That contrast says a lot about where Rockstar's priorities shifted during this time. But at the same time, it also revealed something much bigger about how these games are made. Red Dead Redemption 2 showed just how much time, scale, and resources were now required to build a game like this, something that simply couldn't be done in a few years anymore. And that's the position Rockstar finds itself in today, which is one of the major reasons why Grand Theft Auto 6 is taking so long, because what Rockstar is building now has to go beyond everything they achieved with Red Dead Redemption 2 and GTA 5. Even with how much technology has advanced since then, with tools like AI becoming more common in game development, it doesn't necessarily change the kind of work Rockstar is doing. Because even if this technology existed back then, it's a question of whether Rockstar would have used it at all. As Strauss Zelnick, CEO of Rockstar's parent company, once said, "The notion AI could make GTA 6 is laughable," later adding that it wouldn't even be able to come up with the marketing plan for GTA 6, which says a lot about the level Rockstar operates at. And that's where things start to slow down. Because in reality, full-scale development on Grand Theft Auto 6 only began around late 2019 after the release of Red Dead Redemption 2. And not long after that, development was impacted by the pandemic, which slowed down production across the entire industry. Which means a large portion of GTA 6's development happened under less than ideal conditions. Even with those setbacks, the scale of what Rockstar is building is already clear from what they've shown so far. The trailers alone highlight systems that go far beyond anything they've done before, from dense city environments to dynamic NPC behavior to social media systems built directly into the world itself. These are the systems that require significantly more work to design and implement. And when you combine that level of detail with a modern development timeline, it becomes clear why this isn't something that can be done quickly, which is why even now, Rockstar India is still actively hiring game testers, suggesting that the game has likely entered its final stages of development. But at this level, that final stage isn't a short process, as the final stretch of development alone began in 2024. With Rockstar Games instructing employees to return to the office for 5-day work weeks, which also puts into perspective how long this project has been in development. So, when you combine that with the fact that it only entered full-scale production around 2019 and was slowed down during its early years, it becomes clear why GTA 6 has taken this long to make. At the same time, the reason this wait feels different now isn't just because of how long it's been. It's because we've seen how big this can get. Back then, no one really thought about how these games were made or how long they took. They just showed up, and somehow they always felt ahead of everything else. But now, we've seen what they've become. We've seen how far Rockstar can push detail, immersion, and scale, to the point where these worlds feel real. And once you've experienced that, you start to understand what it actually takes to build something like that. Because it's taken nearly 30 years of innovation to get here, from the first Grand Theft Auto to Grand Theft Auto 6. All those games, all those systems, and all those moments, leading to this one point. And for the first time, it doesn't just feel like we're waiting for the next GTA. It feels like waiting for a moment in time where history gets made once again.